welcome again to Mia Bella Vita, where we encourage, inspire, and provide resources for you to create your own Bella Vita by following the dream in your heart. So I like to present content, but I also love to bring amazing people to you that I meet that have done exactly that. So today you are in for just an amazing treat. So today we have with us Captain Ashley Barnett
Hello.
of Natural Vibes by Water. And she's a beautiful soul right there. She's a beautiful soul. She's a beautiful friend. And she has done something really amazing by following her bliss. And so we're going to just have a conversation about how that has worked out in her life, what she did to accomplish that, how it got started, and what she's doing now. And she's going to give you some wisdom on whatever your bliss is, maybe some action steps to get that in motion if you haven't already. And if you're already living your Bella Vita, maybe you're the next interview. Captain Ashley, I am so delighted. I have been so excited to have this time to just have you share your story. And I just think you're totally amazing. I have to tell you all, when I first met with Captain Ashley, I was seeking some information about a project I'm working on, and I happened to check her website, which I will put the link in the description box. But it's Natural Vibes by Water. And when I looked at that website, you all need to go and check the website after the video, though. But I was so just overwhelmed with what she has done with her life, with her interest and her skills. So I'm going to let her share a bit about that. You're going to be fascinated.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. More than happy to be here and very honored. Thank you for coming into my life as well. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you and exploring all there is to learn and know together. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So getting started, kind of finding my bliss, did take a while. Some people, it takes years. Sometimes what you're meant to do is right under your nose. So it doesn't have to, maybe it doesn't have to take years. But toning down all the noise, you have to do sometimes, and it just all clicks in. So I was in the corporate world. I did leave the corporate world. I was doing project management, accounting and finance, and just mind-numbing stuff. And the better you are, the more your work-life balance is even more askew. And not to get too detailed, but society says you have to have a degree, and then you need a roommate, and all these things are to survive. And if you can work that hard for a company that's never going to be yours, let's say, I could sure work that hard for myself, but what would I do? So I started, if I wasn't at a desk, I was on the water. And I grew up, I was born in Orlando, grew up in East Central Florida, lakes and rivers and all the bodies of water, starting in Lake Conway in the Butler chain. Just visited there a little bit ago, so that was nostalgic and pretty cool. But anyway, if I started researching what it would take to make money on the water, to leave the corporate world and do the jump, what it's like for females, a lot of those things. So kind of fell into captains, and the more I researched, the more I realized I had enough verifiable sea time to submit to Coast Guard to go for my master's. So I did start out with 25 master's. I went for my towing endorsement and my six-pack. So the six-pack is for 6 paying customers at a time so that I can transact money. And then, of course, the master's gets me on some bigger yachts, and so I kind of will explain more about that. I started out on the water doing eco tours for Turtle Mound river tours, and it was amazing. Lots of history south of New Smyrna and Ponce Inlet. So eco tours and towing. With a young daughter at home, it was a lot to balance as well. The hours for towing could be in the middle of the night, and then you're working all day. So Just to get my foot in the door, I jumped to become a captain. I'd saved up some money, jumped to become a captain, and then COVID hit. And
Oh,
so I ended up doing Instacart and Uber, whatever I had to hold on because I didn't quite give it enough time to give up and say it didn't work. So I stuck with it. COVID, everything kind of subsided. Everyone's honestly outside and on the water. So with the boat boom, it actually ended up being a really, really amazing time to jump and do everything.
let's just unpack a lot of that wisdom that you just shared because I think there's already a lot in there for anyone who's trying to change what they're doing and pursue a goal. So, first of all, you had the revelation
Mm-hmm.
that you could be putting that into your own business, which a lot of people don't think about for a while until either something happens with the job or they just have that aha moment. So, that's beautiful that you had that moment of wait, I could what would happen if I put this level of conscientiousness, this energy, because you're very conscientious, you have a great work ethic and you really bring your enthusiasm to what you're doing. What if you did that for your own business? What would happen? And then, secondly, you did research. You research. So, okay, so what would it take? What are the steps? I can't just sit here and wish. I need to find out what do I need to do? What are the action steps? And then you follow those. And then I think one of our greatest qualities is resilience. In fact, I'm going to be doing a video about what I call the 3 R's, which is resistance, because sometimes things happen and there's resistance, and then recalibrating, saying, okay, this pause, this resistance is a message to recalibrate. Maybe I need to do something different. And then the third R is really resilience.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that in what you have done. So it was difficult, a lot. You've got a daughter and you're trying to balance all of this, but you're still doing it. You're still persevering. And then boom, COVID hit and more recalibrating, a little more resistance, more recalibrating. But I love what you said. I hadn't pursued this long enough to give up, which is beautiful. Because a lot of times when that first resistance happens, we do give up. And that resistance is really to strengthen, I think, our resolve to get there. So that's beautiful. So please continue
Mm-hmm.
with the journey. I just wanted to point those things out because that's important
Mm-hmm.
in making that transition
Mm-hmm.
and in following your bliss and creating your Bella Vita.
I'm so glad you brought all of that up. My best way of sort of saying it is it's about finding or satisfying your inner self. Um, and what does that mean? How do you do that? A lot of us kind of go through life and we could be happier. And it is a journey to kind of get there. Some people, it's different landscapes. They love the desert or the mountains or the water. And so, with that being said, as well, I'm just very, very, always been very drawn to the water. I also really like people. And I didn't get those interactions with people in this project management setting or some of these other settings where everything is so transactional, and helping others fuels me. And I wasn't really getting to do that in the different jobs I kind of had in the corporate world. So and you also don't really get to see the best side of other people in certain professions. So
True.
bringing things to the water, I want to be here. You want to be here. It's a great time.
It is.
So
I love
you
that.
get the best side of everybody. And I'm a hype person. Whatever you're excited about, I'm gonna hype you up. We're gonna go do it. Let's do it together. Let's include everybody. So finding your inner self and your calm and your balance is kind of one way of looking at it, whether it's your landscape or who you surround yourself with, and that can snowball from there. Others are, what do you enjoy doing the most? Can you make money doing it? Of course you can. People are making money doing all kinds of things.
True.
I've heard one of the biggest regrets for, people later in life is that they wish they had done that thing. That's their biggest regret. So, try. You'll never know if you don't try.
It's so true. It's so true. And I can say that here at age 75. I grew up on the ocean, always loved the ocean, and wanted to sail, wanted to dive and see all the beautiful things under the ocean. And I'm 75. What happened? Why did I not do that? And I've had a very rich, beautiful life, but there are things I would have done different, which is, for me, spend more time on the water. What advice would you have? Say, I've just shared how I am a little late getting off the dock, shall we say. Um, what would you say to someone my age or close, um, if I want to be on the water a lot? What advice would you give me? And at the same time, there may be someone still, maybe your age, that is thinking, wow, I wish I had done that. They're in that moment that you had, that aha moment. And, but then maybe they're an adolescent or a teenager, that their heart is just full of dreams, and they're hearing so much about what they need to do. They need to get a job, or whatever. Could you just kind of take maybe those three archetypes and just put some advice there? What would you offer?
Hire me. I would absolutely suggest, you can start with the boater safety course online. It is free. It's a 6-hour course, and there's so much information as far as, safety goes and everything. But any time on the water, whether you're the operator of the boat or you're a passenger, counts towards your sea time. And that starts from 16 years of age up. And so you kind of throughout life and time if you're tracking that, and I can also provide that information to track on small vessels or any vessel you're on, for you to build those logs. And so out here, it kind of translates to, because this is not a corporate structure, the maritime industry is very, very old school. However, tracking your time, starting from 6 years up, the different size boats, the different distances inshore and offshore are all going to qualify you for different licenses. Sailing is another one, power boats are another one. There are a lot of different categories. So enjoying being on the water and logging every day that you're out is, especially if you're going to go for any kind of license or what captains call, the Coast Guard calls endorsements.
Okay.
It is your college. And when you get that endorsement, it feels like a degree because you're gaining the experience and you're out here working towards that goal every time you're out.
So it's interesting that you shared that, because when I decided that I wanted to learn to sail, at my age, and I had historically I had some rather challenging health issues, but I'm great now. I'm 75. I don't have to take any medications.
That's wonderful.
And I actually am learning to sail, and I'm going to be taking your class. I'm chapter 2 of the safe boating class online is where I am now, and then I'm going to be on the water with this amazing Captain Ashley. But I had been watching videos, sailing videos primarily at the time, and I just knew that I wanted to do it, but I wanted to have a broad perspective of, it's not always just sailing and sunset, sipping a wine cooler. There are other things that kind of cause your sailing, and it takes a lot of effort. But I happened to watch this amazing young couple. Some of you may be familiar with them. I say young couple. We're all old, actually, but we're young at heart. but anyway, they are, it's called Sailing Umaden. And so Gunter is Austrian and Tali is Russian. And I just, somehow I just resonate with them. I just feel like I love them. So I started chatting with them because I saw that Tali was actually growing on their catamaran. She was growing some basil and some tomatoes and some lettuce and some aloe vera. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, Tali, I love that you're doing that. But in the same, as I started talking with her, because they were older, I felt like they would have some good advice for me. So I said, Tali, you know, what what do you recommend to me? And she said, untie the ropes from the dock. And so I'm a little late getting out of the dock here. But anyway, I'm doing it, and I'm so excited to meet you. And I am part of a sailing club, and learning a bit to sailing, and just really learning all about it and embracing it. And I love what you do with your classes, and as we've gotten to know each other, I love the amazing you, your amazing heart that you bring to those classes, because you want those ladies to really feel empowered and to know what to do and to know that they know what to do. And uh, so I want to talk a little bit about the classes. The other thing I love so much about you is, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here. But anyway, um, that you do such a diversity of services. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about that as well as your classes.
So I love that you mentioned the classes, and I'm so glad you're starting the course online. It is a U.S. Coast Guard. Um, I want to say FWC writes the course. And anyway, so again, it's free. It's for anyone 16 years of age and up. They're actually, I've heard, starting. You do. I believe I've heard that they're starting to put it in front of kids when they take their driver's license tests too, or for their learner's permit. I think it's a driver's license, but anyway, at the very end, they asked, do you want to take any more tests for any more free licensing? So do it if you can, if it pops up. The classes that I provide, I do prefer that you've already taken the boater safety course, because I'm kind of going to recap, usually classroom style, a little bit what we do, what you've seen in that course. We'll kind of recap that. And then we're going to go out on the water and do everything that we talk about. So, as you can hear, we're out here in wind, and we do have boats and jet skis going by. It is a beautiful Sunday, so why not? They're drawn to the water as well.
Right?
But once you take the course, it gives us that nice knowledge base and understanding, and what you don't understand, we'll kind of fill in and go from there. I like to do hands-on on the water as well. Just because you read about wind and current doesn't mean that you know about, you actually understand it. And things like water navigation, wind, current are not intuitive to everyone either. So I never thought of myself as ever teaching anything to anybody. But in doing this jump and working with people on the water, whether I'm captaining a boat and you're a passenger and we're doing a lovely pleasure cruise and making it fun or relaxing, whatever you choose. And itineraries are customizable as well. So some of the pleasure cruises could be on this very boat you see here. Some I will also go to other boats as well. And so I'll be a captain of any boat, any size, anywhere, anytime. And the teaching part is probably the most fulfilling. The teaching, not only will I captain the boat for you to be a passenger and enjoy the day, it can also be very instructional. It can be an eco tour as well. But so as far as the instructional side goes, I love back to the course and getting on the water, but I really love working with people. It can be trailering the boat, how to trailer it properly. We'll go to parking lots and set up cones and actually work on the boat ramps, getting on and off your trailer. Backing down. It's something that if you've ever sat at any boat ramp anywhere or heard the stories, it can be a nightmare.
There are
another one.
memes.
And then tying in the course material with everything out on the water, you get the aha moment, you feel it, everything kind of starts to make sense. And if it doesn't, and there's a bit of a delay, then we'll keep working at it until you can't take any more. And then we'll go again when you're ready for some more. So everyone has a different learning style. And then I run a program. I do work for independent contractor for everything that I do.
Okay.
And I do work for Freedom Boat Club, Central Florida Freedom Boat Club, and that covers, all the way from Sanford to Palm Coast, and I'll even go out to Mount Dora and work with people as well. So a really big geographical area. A lot of Volusia County. But anyway, within Freedom Boat Club, I am running a program called Women on the Wheel. And it is to empower the ladies on the water. We want to get more women out on the helm. One of the biggest passions for that, I didn't even know was going to come to fruition. It was never on my radar.
Wow.
But leaving the corporate world, you are a number. And when you come out here, your name is your brand. And when you're finding your thing that satisfies the inner you, people say try to make it a niche thing, and of course something that makes you happy, but make it a niche thing. And being a female on the water is that niche thing.
Okay.
And I like taking that, and it can be up to 10 ladies at a time, all with different experience levels, or it's just a social event. You no pressure to drive or do anything, whether you've taken the course or not, online. So it really brings people together. It's a very bonding moment. Sometimes whatever you're going through in life, I've really come to learn and feel and believe that these landscapes and these elements, the water itself, heals people. And it balances things. And some women on the helm, they need to scream. They've never gone fast before in their life, and tears will come down the face. Sometimes it can be any little thing, but it's so bonding and so powerful seeing someone's energy change from being so nervous or anxious about whatever their history is with boating, whether it's something negative or no negativity at all, just a lack of knowledge. But the urge to want to learn and the wonder, that chasing that is how things just continue to blossom and all these doors and opportunities open. So in just doing the jump to corporate, sticking with it through COVID, and then things kind of finally taking off, it's brought me into so many different directions. And it's been so fun holding on to all of the different ropes that I swing from. I call it the captain hustle now, but it is so satisfying, not just being around people in a happy capacity, but giving them something that they didn't have before. And it's something that I've always kind of felt and known, and love to turn things around, turn it into a positive. That's kind of my motto. Why not?
I'm sure you all are seeing why I think that Captain Ashley is so amazing. She's amazingly talented, and she has such an amazing heart and perspective, and just a beautiful soul. So I want to talk a little bit more about some of the other things that you do, because don't you deliver yachts?
Yes, I do.
So talk about that a little bit.
That was another one that I wasn't, had no idea I would even get into. Just being a captain was so much, but it started to kind of creep in. When I went to my captain school, I did sea school. I did go sit in the classes and, meet other people. It was a great networking opportunity. The instructor was, he still is, for Captain My Captain. Everybody throws that out there as a joke, but it is an international relocation or yacht delivery.
Oh, Captain My Captain?
Yes,
Oh,
company. Okay. And so when you go through sea school, and Captain Jack is the, owns or founder of the company, as long as you get your master's, your 25 gross tons or above, you can work for him. And so I thought, oh my gosh, what an awesome opportunity. They were running a deal. I grabbed that other course, passed the test, and he started sending me because female captains put people at ease. And he really loves working with female captains. Females don't usually assume we know everything. And so very trainable. And it was so exciting. So as I'm on different boats, whether it's pleasure cruising for this company or this touristy boat over here, or, even just my own kind of personal friends, I actually want to use this boat to kind of teach a little bit more with the people that I'm surrounded with, because everyone wants to know how to do things a little better, right? Tips and tricks.
Yeah,
but the yacht delivery was a change of scenery and a way to kind of see more of this world from the water.
Beautiful.
And so
I love it.
just different skylines and inlets. And to that specifically, I've almost done the entire Great Loop. So just not the Mississippi. But we'll fly out and grab boats and take them to where they need to go. Sometimes it's travel by day only. It could be a sailboat, a power boat. Everything's considered a yacht. Even if there was a little 40-foot boat, they got their little yacht placard. But anyway, that's all helped me as a 25 gross ton master captain. Being on the bigger boats with captains that out tonnage me helps me get my tonnage up to work on that, that bigger 100 gross tons.
So that time that you do that is log time.
Yes.
For the next
counts.
advance.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
And they have their experience. They're passing it down. I have not had a bad experience being a female coming into a male-dominated industry. Everyone's been very friendly, very professional, very patient and kind. And I think that a lot of that comes with the fact that this is the office. We're working on the water.
Right.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. Here we are. We've gone from being on the water to in the water.
Yes.
So it's just a beautiful day out here. And so what I'd love to do now is to talk a little bit about you do some amazing customized activities, outings. In fact, if people ask me, do you know anyone that does a such and such kind of tour? I'm like, if she doesn't, she can, and she will. Any boat, anytime, anywhere. One more anytime?
Yes.
So, but right now what we want to do is let's talk about some of the more intimate experiences that you customize for people. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
We can do sunsets, and because there's no curfew out on the water, no one's to say that we need to go home. So
love it.
outfitted to cruise at night as well when the sun sets. And things are beautiful at night. You kind of close out the day with everybody. It's wonderful. Dogs are welcome. I do offer dog friendly. We have so many sandbars in this area. It's just huge social events or huge social gatherings on the sandbars. And we have so many that everyone can really spread out, and it's every dog's best day too.
I believe I understand that you do Ashes at Sea. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I do offer Ashes at Sea as well. It is a very beautiful, respectful way to say goodbye to your loved one. It's not something that I post a lot of pictures of. However, I've done quite a few. Even if I don't have enough room on my boat or the seas are inclement offshore, you're supposed to go at least 3 miles out from our side on the Atlantic to have your Ashes at Sea ceremony. If weather's not permitting with this vessel, I do have a charter captain that will also help, and sometimes if it is a bigger group, we'll actually use 2 boats to accommodate everybody. So that's also nice,
beautiful,
intimate, very very precious way to do things.
It really is, especially if their loved one loved the water.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Really, really beautiful experience. And I love that you handle it with so much tenderness and respect. With all of the different services that you offer, if someone just wants to know, well, what do I expect? What's it going to feel like? What am I going to experience? I'm kind of that person. Like, I want to know more than we're going to go out on the ponds. I want to know, well, what is it going to feel like? What can I expect?
Yes.
What might I expect?
Wonderful. So, relax. You're the passenger. It can be to celebrate something fun going on in life. It can really, boating is for any reason, and it's for everybody. To expect, on my vessel, I do provide a cooler full of ice for your drinks. We have floats and tons of towels, dog bowls for waters, things like that. Whether I'm on captaining my own vessel with passengers or someone else's vessel for the day, there are always going to be options to stop at restaurants along the way. If you didn't want to pack, maybe a lunch, there's an option to stop for lunch. And so many restaurants that you can approach by water. So there's a lot of fun in that.
That is fun. That is fun.
If you'd like to get off of the boat, though, and stretch your feet or do some grounding in the sand.
Like we are today. We're right here in the water.
So we can choose to be in waist level deep water. We have, I offer access to the freshwater river system of the St. John's, the lakes of Mount Dora, really mobile. So I will go anywhere.
Wow.
And accommodate anyone. So, and then there's also the salty intercoastal, which offers a whole plethora of different scenery, wildlife, current. The salt is great for everyone. It's very healing.
It is.
The freshwater is as well. You have a lot of gators and, again, different marine life around you. Any cruise can also be a bit of an eco tour, when there's kids aboard, or if someone wants to know more about that big house, or what do the mangroves, what is their purpose? What are they doing? So I try not to go eco mode if people just want to relax and they don't want to hear all of that. But it can be
wonderful.
An eco tour.
It is wonderful. And I love that you know all of the magical places. What do we call the place we went the other day where if you get in the water and float, it's just like a lazy river or something? It just naturally. And there's so many beautiful places, and I'm excited because I love the water and love researching and so forth. But when I met Captain Ashley, she has so much knowledge and so much experience, and she knows where all the magical places are, and there's just so much to explore, and I love that you're so flexible. People can not get in the water, or you can get in the water.
Yes.
And
you're not stuck on the boat if you don't want to be.
Right, because I've had those experiences where I'm on a boat and the water is beautiful and there's wild, dolphins or manatees or whatever out there, and you're like, hi guys, from the boat, instead of being able to just really be a part of it.
Yes. I'm really glad that you brought that up. Having done a few of the yacht deliveries, I've been in and out of a lot of different inlets, up and down the East Coast, around the other side of Florida, the Erie Canal, and all the way to Ohio, so some of the Great Lakes of Michigan. Really fun, neat stuff. And with that being said, I've seen enough inlets to know that Ponce Inlet is so beautiful. We're so lucky to have a natural inlet. And what I mean by that, it wasn't man-made. It's not a big yucky port with a bunch of ships coming in and out. This is, and when I say natural inlet, it cleans itself out at least twice a day with the incoming and the outgoing tides.
I just love that. I'm amazed.
Yes. And so on those incoming tides, when we don't have a storm that was a couple days behind or anything kind of coming, those incoming tides bring those pretty blues and greens to our sandbars. And so it reminds me of, closest thing would be the Bahamas or anything further south of here. Some of our sandbars, we have about 7 or 8. They don't all have names. So with it being an natural inlet, our sandbars are also getting bigger and bigger and bigger every month.
Okay.
We haven't dredged, last I heard, in about 8 years. So it's usually every 5 to 7. Depends on who you talk to. So our jetty rocks, they were building them up to be wider and taller. I think in hopes that when they do dredge, it doesn't all reset itself as fast, but it's Mother Nature is doing her thing. After each storm, things move around. So these sandbars, the way that the water's flowing through and the sand is building in some areas, offer really unique fun. So each sandbar, you can have a completely different experience, maybe in the same area, versus some of the other ones. One of them we call Tata Island. It does disappear completely when the tide is up. And then, of course, when it's down, it is so much fun. On the north end of the island, you're able to get to the main channel and also the unmarked side, which is lots of navigation fun.
Right.
Regardless, though, when the tide's coming in, it's a natural, salty, lazy river. And so it's so much fun to get your tubes or all the life jackets and put them on your legs and float down. And you get out and walk all the way back up. So you're grounding as well, exercise, and then you're floating back. And when the tide changes, everyone does it in the opposite direction.
My goodness. How long does it take for the tide to change?
Some say every 6 hours. It really depends. Sometimes it takes 7 to come in. It's slack high for 2. It shoots out in 4. This same spot here, tomorrow, it will be an hour different from what, so some areas you're just going to add an extra hour. There's some really neat apps and stuff out there to know. To that, I don't get too stuck on what that time, that high is supposed to be or that low. On some of your digital apps, it's going to be about 20 minutes off. Sometimes it's an hour off. Okay. So part of that I teach so that you know what's going on with the wind and the current just coming out here, and you don't have any electronics. You're in a wooden boat just like they used to be back in the day. And so you need to know real time, real location, how to get on and off that sandbar and approach that dock and all those things too, and what direction you're going to drift when you get in the water.
Yeah. And I know the last time we were out, you were showing me how to kind of read the sky.
For the time of day.
Yeah, and when the clouds were rising. Yeah. And I think it was when the dark winds were rising, there was impending stormy weather or something like that. So there's just so much, I just feel like you have so much knowledge that I just can't wait to learn it all.
And I believe we are here to share our experiences and our stories with each other.
I do too.
And you never know who you can help and who you're going to meet, and have that conversation with the stranger. Do that thing you're afraid to do. Just jump. You never know. Wonder is where it all starts.
Yes.
And then you kind of chase that.
Chase that wonder. Yeah, absolutely. And there is power in our stories. I think many of us can look back on. I just was speaking with a lady last night at the sailing club. She read a book about this lady and was so inspired. And so I think we're here to be our amazing selves and to kind of explore the amazing in each other and sort of fan the flame of whatever that spark is in each other that we want to do. So it's just, and the other thing I would say too, I think a lot of times people think if they follow their bliss, they're being selfish. But what I have seen is that the people who follow their bliss are actually positively impacting so many lives.
Yes.
That there's no way it could be turned selfish.
I do agree with that.
It's an interesting phenomena to me that the people who follow their bliss are transforming the lives of people around them in a
Yes.
very positive way.
Yes.
So, is that selfish? I don't think so.
I think as long as your intentions are good.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I absolutely agree. So, I'm wondering about, are there any services that we didn't cover? I just feel like you, honestly, if it's a service that's not listed, I feel like you could do it anyway.
I am a yes person.
You
I
are
will
a
find
yes
a way.
person. Yes, you are a find a way kind of person. And so
Through this whole transformation, you know, it's saying yes, more doors just keep opening. So it's been awesome, and it's because of trying and saying yes to opportunities. You know, people offer or have an idea, and it's like, well, let's try it. You might be the first, but that's okay. Let's try it. So
yeah, that's a beautiful perspective. Oh, Captain Ashley, this has been epic. I'm just going to say this has been such an epic experience today, and I was looking forward to this interview for so long. I just wanted people to see everything that's in that amazing heart of yours and see how talented you are.
Thank you.
And just all of the things that you offer. So what I'd like to do is just see if you have any final thoughts for us, and then we'll look at how people can get in.
Wonderful. Final thoughts. If you're feeling stuck and frustrated, you don't have a hobby, try to pick something up. It'll lead you to something else. Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's learning how to sew or making jewelry, or, you know, different things for the gentleman. Whatever it could be, whatever it might be. But just kind of try it. And it doesn't have to cost anything. It's just doing something with the intention and, you know, making it, what was a word you used? Well, making it an intentional thing, but either way, try to break that stuck in the suck feeling somehow. Break your own little loop. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Start with that little pinky toe. And then you'll slowly build the confidence, and who knows what you'll find. For me, it happened to be, you know, the draw to the water. It's different for everybody. Whatever it is, though, you just gotta try, and you'll never regret not trying.
Exactly. I think the worst thing would be to not try. So those are beautiful, beautiful words. You've shared a lot of good insights today to, you know, to help people at whatever point they are in their journey of creating their Bella Vita. So where can people find you now that everyone wants to?
Oh, thank you for asking. I do have a site, www.naturalvibesbywater.com. A list of my services are on there. You can book online. Whether it's, you know, going for a pleasure cruise on my personal vessel, or I'm captaining your vessel, whatever that may be. For boating instruction, I will come to you. And then also the ashes at sea and any kind of yacht delivery or relocation. That's one of them. Social media, Instagram and Facebook, it's at Natural Vibes by Water as well. So those, of course, are going to have more updated photos and like and comment and share. So
and
I'd love to hear from you.
We'll put all of those links in the description box below. So you want to make sure that you, you know, you go to her pages and her sources and subscribe and like and share.
Yes, thank you so much for having me today.
Thank
This has been one of the best ways to have an interview.
I know. Me too. Me too. Thank you so, so much. So we will see you all experiencing your natural vibes by the water soon.